My name is Shane Burke. I'm 23 years old. I study humanities at St. Patrick's College, Carlow.
My name is Barry Gormley. I'm from Dublin originally. I go to college in Carlow too, also humanities.
Basically, started last year. I was going out with a girl for about 13 months. Then towards the summer, landed with a bang. And pretty quickly, once the relationship broke apart, I fell into a deep hole of despair, really. First, I was really surprised what happened. Then quickly I felt like, oh, this is the worst thing in the world happened to me. The relationship problems were compounded with a sense of failure once everything started to fall apart for me. I didn't know what to do.
Shane, for you, what was the point at which you decided to talk to Barry?
It didn't happen in a linear fashion. It kind of just happened that I asked Barry, do you want to go for a drink one afternoon? We sat down, we obviously recapped on some of the things that happened during the year, expectations for the new college year, and eventually I broached the topic with Barry. It took me a while to actually properly open up about it. I was still trying to figure out, like, maybe I shouldn't talk about this because maybe it's my fault, and if I do it, I look like the jackass here, and he might not be willing to be friends afterwards if he finds out I did something awful, maybe. But when I told him how I was feeling, I was really awkward doing it at first, but he listened, and I didn't expect him to listen, but he did, and that's how it started.
What was it like for you, hearing that your friend was having a tough time? You know, when you thinking back to when you went for that drink, you know, and Shane was talking to you, like, what was that like?
He just invited me out for a drink. I had no idea what we were going to talk about. Like, we were just catching up, and not to speak for you, Shane, but I don't think you planned for us to have that
No, not at all.
heart to heart. It just all seemed to come pouring out, and I just sat there and listened, basically.
What were the things that you did that night, and going forward? You know, what are the things you did as a listener?
I just listened, to be honest. I told Shane that if he's having these issues, then he needs to go and get himself help. Like, the lack of judgment is a big thing, because I think that that's probably the big thing that stops most people from coming forward, is that they're afraid of being judged. So you have to sit there and listen to every word that comes out of the person's mouth and not look shocked, is what I'm trying to say, you know. You need to create the feeling of, yes, this is normal, yes, this happens to a lot of people. In fact, to some extent, I would probably argue that it happens a little bit to everybody at some point in their life.
And Shane, when he was listening to you, how did that, you know, what were you feeling?
Like, he never told me that I did anything wrong, which was important. Couldn't really fault him. He didn't tell me, oh, you absolute tool. How the hell did you manage to mess this one up?
When it comes to dealing with mental health issues, there is no catch-all, one-size-fits-all treatment. So it's very important for you as the listener to recognise that, and don't be telling people what they should do to deal with their issues. If you do not have a psychology degree hanging in your house back home, then tell them that they need to go and talk to a professional. Listen to what they have to say is the big thing.
Would you still talk about how you're feeling if you're feeling down now to each other?
I think it's easier now than it was the first time for me anyway. Previously, it was like, I haven't talked to Barry in a while. Maybe I shouldn't do this. But now it's like, yeah, I can talk to Barry. If something's going wrong, I can bring up the topic. He's not going to tell me to get lost. And it's like much easier.
And what's it like having a friend like that?
It's really good. I feel like I can do a lot more than I could previously. It's empowering in a lot of ways, because I know if I'm doing bad or he's doing bad, we're going to help each other out anyway.
And Barry, what about for you?
You don't have to have actually been in that position to just try and think of what it must be like for somebody in that position. But even if you're not the bleeding heart, I want you to cry on my shoulder type, that's not what empathy is. Empathy is being able to understand something, as opposed to what most people think, which is being able to feel it.
So what would be your advice to someone who is trying to listen to or support a friend who might be having a mental health difficulty?
Have an open mind and don't have any preconceptions of how people should act in certain circumstances, especially when they're feeling pain or they're hurt or have undergone a traumatic event. Be compassionate, listen, don't judge them, pretty much.
Don't throw in your 2 cents. Just remember that this conversation, it has to be about them, not about you. When they're sitting there bearing their soul to you, do not turn around and say, oh, well, you shouldn't have done that, or that was stupid, you know. Not only will they not talk to you again, but they might not talk to anyone again.
Thanks, like, for listening to the time. If it hadn't been for you, I probably might have done something stupid I might have regretted, and I'm glad I talked to you at the end of it. I also consider you a friend because of it.
So, my Shane.